ADHD. That stands for disorder. Attention, deficit, hyperactivity, disorder, disordered. It's a brain missing a chemical, actually, dopamine. That's a chemical that helps you to do what you need to do when you need to do it. And if you haven't got that magic stuff, then your brain is wired for all the shiny things and all the bright things and all the impulsive things and all the immediate things. That piece of music reminds me of my brain, and it's a thrilling ride. And it's a thrilling ride, and it's immediate. And it's no fun to be asked to slow down, to sit still, to pay attention, to look in one place, to look you in the eye. Because there's too many shiny things. And my brain wants to race at 100 miles an hour. And I'm one of many, maybe 1 in 20 people. When I'm on that high, when I'm on that race, it doesn't feel like a disorder. It feels like the most exhilarating roller coaster. And that tingle. And when your stomach leaves the floor and does a flip before it lands again. And nothing comes fast enough. But sometimes
when we're grown up at least, we have to slow down to the pace of the world, because the world wants to see us go slow to prove that we're giving our attention and our sole focus to the matter at hand. Maybe you knit, or maybe you scribble, or maybe you bite your nails, or tap your feet on the floor, or scroll endlessly on your phone. You can't do those in face-to-face meetings, but online this year with Zoom and Skype, and you can sit in your slippers and put a filter on the background or turn your camera off. And you can do those things. And that's freeing for a brain that needs input. So I want to celebrate what it means to move, to give a quick brain what it needs around the edges, so that the middle can slow enough to take in the matter at hand. What I've been doing is drawing impulsively. I'm crippled with the anxiety of good enough, or expectation, or detail. But here I can see and stare at the soul in front of me. I can't do that in real life. That's verboten. That's rude. I've learnt that you cannot stare. But your face is fascinating to me. Your eyes hold too much information, but your face is fascinating to me. And I want to look at it and around it and let my hands process what they see without reason or intellect. Immediate movement, shape and form, and the suggestion of who you are, emotion on that flat screen in front of me. So I've stolen my children's art sets and their pencils and their paper. And I'm tracing the forms of the lives on the screen, sometimes in one line, beginning to end, a complete person. And the pressure isn't good, it doesn't stand up to scrutiny, it's uneven, and it shows the hesitancy that I feel when I allow myself to be seen, even on paper. But it's real. And if I allow myself to be, to move, to feel, to express, to respond, then I can stay calm in the middle, and I can attend in the way that you need me to, that I want to. So here, attention, deficit, hyperactivity, disordered, maybe, if you need me to cue my interest in your narrow way by fixing my gaze on you, on your eyes, by holding my hand still in my lap, by pausing my body and willing it to stop, to but I'm sitting on a bed of fire ants, and it's painful to stop. It's painful to remain. And sometimes I'm in deficit and I cannot start, initiate, begin. I know what needs to be done, but I cannot. And in those moments where that shot of dopamine is lacking to start, then adrenaline can take its place, and if you shout at me, if you give me a sense of urgency or need or immediacy or that chemical races to fill the gap, and I move and I'm compelled. And panic is a powerful drug, and deadlines are a powerful drug, and it's not the way that we're taught to be, to plan, to measure, and to feel, and to plot, and to moderate. And that's a lot of work, and it's more than I can will myself to do. And so I wait for the waves of hyper to come, and I sit in the space where you want me to be measured, and I temper my edges with my pen, and I trace, I record the movement and the excitement. And so it's witnessed the pace of me, the pace of me, the pace of me, the pace of me, the pace of me. And when I can't move. The pace of me is there, and it testifies to the energy that I cannot apportion equally to my days and my hours and my moments. I am not lazy. I do not have a deficit of attention. It is concentrated, it is diffuse, it is everywhere and nowhere. And it allows me to see the edges and see beyond the edges. And it's a gift. I don't always relish, but it's a gift. And hey, if you need me to to respond in an emergency, in a fire, in a catastrophe, I'm everywhere. I've got it. I can see everything. Everything. Allow me to move so that I can be still. Allow me to fidget, to express, so that I can be centered and take in the plod and the measure of your days. And maybe sometimes you can join me in the race. Maybe sometimes you can join me in the sprints and then the rests. Maybe you can see in my lines the excitement that I see in you, the excitement that is you, life. When it's not too much. When it's not too much.